Can anybody guess what Maggie's doing today? Yes, well done. Who was that, Mark? You were right, dear. I didn't know his words off. That's brilliant, thank you. So I'm going to give you something, Maggie. This is a reminder. Thank you, babe. And now who else can help you? Three people on this. Don't go too far, girls. Remember, give yourself a little space. Are you watching? We've got somebody else. Good acting, good miming. What do you think, everybody? Who do you think? They're the police, absolutely. Now, you watch what Jean's doing. Anybody guess? What do you think? She's cooking, well done! Do you cook with your mummy? With your grandma? And she's got a little egg. There you go, thanks Gina. With your poor shoulder. Now, where are my other helpers? I think you're the last ones to do. They might not want to wear things.
Yeah.
Come on. Right, well, it's now about people who are Christians. What's special about them? Jesus was saying there's one thing you can tell a group of Christians, is the fact that they love one another. They want to do things, they want to serve and follow Jesus by doing this and working with a team. So in our church we have so many volunteers, and I know there's lots of volunteers here. We've got an afternoon tea for volunteers. Tea and cake, hang up if you like cake. So this afternoon it's a pleasure for the volunteers in the village hall to say.
I like it because when it's
what sort of things do you think we have to do in church to make sure that our church stays? What sort of things do you want to do? Did we think of anything? What about flower arranging? Yeah, putting flower arranging. Cleaning. Some people are busy cleaning the church, make sure it looks really nice and tidy. Anything else? Anything else? Using the church. Using the church. People going to church. That's right. People go to church and walk around the church. Some you have to open the door, don't they, with a great big key. Have you ever seen the church key? It's massive, it's like that. And you have to open the church and close the church at the end of the day. So we've got volunteers to do that. And we are so lucky and blessed in our village. Even though we don't have a vicar at the moment, we've got a team, a great team of volunteers that love Jesus and want to help the church go. And I think for the last couple of years, we've done a great job of now David is a Christian, we all know David's Christian. Well, it's not by his, we can't tell by his clothes, in fact he wears shorts and sandals. You wouldn't know that, but he's our families and youth minister, and he loves Jesus and he wants to share with you all each week in church and here how much he loves Jesus by sharing the Bible with you, worship songs, the things that he does, the activities he does. That's his calling, that's his job. And Jill works up in the office, as well as doing crafts for us, she works up in the office. Lots of hours of the week doing things, making sure people can have a wedding in our church, making sure that people can get christened. And she does that because she loves Jesus too. So there are people that work in our church and do things. They don't wear a uniform, but they do it because they love Jesus. Mark, would you and Luke stand up and do a little mime act? We've got to try and guess what Mark does in the church. What do you think he's doing?
What sound is Emily? Do you remember what Mark does in the church?
What's he doing? Ringing the bells, well done, ringing the bells, well done, Mark. And there's another thing that Mark does that's so important, and we are so blessed. The job in the week, but this is something else he does to help us to spread the good news. In our village. It's James. So everybody can see it. This amazing magazine, if you haven't read it from cover to cover, come on. It is full of good news. And Mark is in charge of that. So well done, Mark.
Get your coffee and all
So some people we know who work in the church, and I think I've got a list of these together. Some people are important, who is the head of the Catholic Church, who sadly passed away a few weeks ago, was Pope. Who was the Pope that passed away a few weeks ago? Pope Francis, that's right, he sadly passed away. And can you close your eyes and picture the Pope and what he wears? And can you describe what the Pope wears? And he shows how he loves God and loves you by what he does. And we all know, we identify him by this particular person. Does anybody know? Any of the children know before the adults know what the Pope wears? Some of the Pope, when he's going around in his Pope-mobile, like Maggie,
A white robe?
it is a white robe, a white hat on, and he goes out in his Pope-mobile and he blesses people. He blesses people and he prays for people and he encourages people in their faith. So we know that's the Pope, by what he's wearing. What about nuns? What a nun wears? It is like a long dress. It's called a habit actually. And she covers her hair. She chooses to follow Jesus and serve God all of her life. Some are black and some are blue. Well done, Theo. You're right. Yes. What about a vicar? You can remember what Lionel wore.
short sandals, isn't it?
And what did he wear around here? What did he wear? That's, yes, sometimes the bishops and archbishops wear those, you're right. But Lionel wore like a white collar. Anybody else there? Well done. So that shows us that they're big. So we know we can see people serve like that way in the church because they wear particular things to identify that they serve God. Job because they love Jesus and they love God. What about? Oh, I know. Did you have a visit from a bishop? What did the bishop bring you? What did he bring you? Natasha, what did he bring?
Big staff. Big stick.
Big stick and a staff. And did he bring anything?
Yeah, with a big hat.
A big hat. Do we know what the name of that hat is? A mitre. Well done. Well done. Good teamwork there. Okay, so big cross at the end. There are other people in our church that serve in our church, not just in our church, but in the community. Because what Jesus wants us to do is tell the good news in church, but also go out and tell the people the good news. And what you think about it. And Natalie, would you like to show us what you do like church? Okay, do you think Madeline might be offering to pray for people? And yes, and she teaches the Bible to people. So you have a Bible study group like David does, and like Jane does in the group. So if you want to learn more about Jesus and you want to learn more about how to follow him, we have Bible study groups in the week. That's what Madeline and Andrew do. And also you go out into the streets in Tunbridge and tell people healing on the streets. Healing on the streets. So people come for prayer and because they might feel unwell or they just might feel lonely and they just might feel a bit lost. we can do. So
Anybody
I've got
can do them.
so sorry. Anybody can do them. So on this little card, I've written, but my writing is not very good these days, and I'm sure what your writing is so much better than mine. I've drawn a little heart, and again, you can draw a little heart on the card. Definitely not cards. 25, that's probably just about right. So a little heart, and then if you could write, or something that Roman could help you, love one another as Jesus loves us. He loves everybody here. And at the bottom you could write John 13. I've written John 13:34 because Bella and Lily read beautifully that particular passage to us, but it's 31 to 35, actually the whole passage that really helps. So you can write that in the corner. But the important thing on this message is, what 3 things could you do this week to show that you love other people? What 3 things could you do to show kindness, to show that you care? Either at school or at home or with Aunt Bella? Absolutely. Anybody else? What could you do this week? What are you listening to? Oh, do you know my Bertie does
Call them
that?
huggles.
He gives lovely snuggles. He calls them snuggles. He says, Nana, let's just snuggle.
Yeah,
And I
have
love
a
it.
huggle.
Let's have a huggle. Oh, I love that. So you could write that on here. Give more huggles. Okay, so there's 3 points on here. You could probably today, the rest of the week, write down 3 things that you can show your love for other people. And show Jesus' love for other people. So Bella and Nick, yeah, would you like to do that? It's got an amazing craft you can do. Do you want to tell them what the craft is? So while those are being given out, take these cards home with you and put them somewhere to remind you. Well done, everybody.
We're going to make a little heart basket that you can hand weave. And in, I might have some little heart sticks that you could put in here. And then you can either give them to someone you love or maybe keep them to yourself. To achieve one of these, I've already done you a template, each of you. What we're going to do is, Imogen has kindly done this one, so Imogen and I made all these templates, and she chose to do hers in a stripe pattern. Then when it's weaved, it creates a nice green colour. You can do any colouring you want to this area in these 2 arches here, and then once you finish colouring, you can either cut it out yourself or get your grown-up to help you. You want to cut all the way around the arch, and you see where I've dotted here, you just want to cut up to the end of the dot, but not all the way, okay? So we want to stop where the dots stop. So maybe the grown-ups help with that with some of them, and then deliberately got a fold here. We want to keep that fold. So we're wanting to cut both sheets of paper together, if that makes sense, okay? So I'll then come round and help show you how to do this. So once we've done the colouring of these arches, and we move on to the weaving, it'll be nice here, where I've done a heart. If you are to cut these out, you'll get 2 hearts, because we've got a fold. And on here, I'd like you to write something down that you potentially is similar to what you're writing on your postcard, actually. Maybe one thing here, and then the idea is that we will hang these, we will make some strings of hearts, using all of these hearts, and we're going to hang them from this larger heart that Imogen has made. And on here, we've written down what the girls read earlier, isn't it? I give you a new command, love one another, you must love one another, just as I have loved you. John 13:24. So we'll hang all of our little hearts on here, and then this can go up to the church. So we'll see what we've done today. Okay. So if we start the activity with just the colouring of the arches, okay? And then I'll go round and Imi and I can help weaving.
Very cool.